Welcome to this overview of percentage rent within AMTdirect. Percentage rent, or variable rent, although complex in nature, can be easily managed in AMTdirect. For each lease with percentage rent, you have a scenario or setup of how that rent is to be charged. Calculation methods can be greater of base rent or a combination of rents, in lieu of base rent, lesser of base rent, natural, and stated sales. You can also determine if your percentage is off of gross sales or specific categories of sales that AMTdirect allows you to create. You can also create groups of categories as a template for other leases. Percentage rent cycles may differ as well if it is based on actual monthly or quarterly sales, or if there's an annual threshold set and which rents are paid against. Payments can still be made on a monthly or quarterly basis, even if it follows an annual rent cycle. AMTdirect can also manage multiple breakpoints or thresholds with varying percentages to quickly determine amounts owed. You also have the ability to capture different sales categories that may be excluded, like employee sales or credit card fees, and those can be offset or have a threshold. Capturing your sales data is easy as well. You can choose to key in the data, use an import schema, or in some cases, receive a feed from your sales system for seamless entry. Accruals can also be calculated based on the type of calculation. In this scenario, we can see the 12-month period of sales that would be captured each month against an annual threshold. Each month that sales are captured, you can see the accrual for that month. For example, in January, there was an accrued amount of $1,184.22, even though it is not being paid yet because the annual threshold has not been crossed. The following month, we fell below the monthly calculated amount by $68.97, which then affects the cumulative accrual. Once we get to August, we can see that we crossed that annual threshold, and our first payment of $4,938.01 is made against the accrual, and this goes on through the remainder of the year. The percent rent manager then processes your sales and calculations into invoices to be paid, giving you the ability to view your batches prior to posting it and creating the invoice. If we drill down, we can see on this batch the gross sales, exclusions, percent rent calculations, any prior amounts paid, and the net journal entry amount. Drilling down into the calculation, we can see the detail of the invoice calculation, and since this is an annual rent cycle, we see all periods involved and the months that generated invoices due to crossing thresholds. Once the invoice is generated, it automatically flows to AMTdirect's AP Manager. In addition to the calculations, AMTdirect can also generate your sales report letters to your landlords. These can either be with just the sales information or sales with detailed calculations. If you are ready to get started with our Percent Rent Manager, reach out to the AMTdirect team through sales@amtdirect.com.